Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna go through another realm of spiritual topics that people might not know, they might know, but basically I'm gonna give you my interpretation of them because sometimes when people talk about it in the spiritual community, it's like, what the actual heck are they talking about? And well, I've been through a lot of them, as you probably have as well, so let's just like make it human, bring it down to the earthly realm and make it make sense, okay? Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Courtney. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, hit the button, like, all the things, because every week I am going to upload a video. I'm trying my best to do it consistently in regards to something to do with astrology, spirituality, basically just like a mixed bag of things that are floating around out there, terms, trying to understand what people mean in the spiritual world to make astrology be digestible and relatable for you to understand, because really it's not that hard, but there's been a lot of complication around these things. So welcome to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. And today we're actually going to talk about spiritual bypassing, also known as emotional bypassing, or probably more commonly known as toxic positivity. So let's chat about this. What is spiritual bypassing? So as I just stated, spiritual bypassing is basically another term for toxic positivity. And in the world that we live in, there has been a mass amount of energy, space, time, freaking resources all around toxic positivity. We could just say that and leave it there and full stop, but we're gonna go into it further. So just to kind of bring some knowledge into this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna head to the old trusty map. You're gonna literally Google, what is spiritual bypassing? Now, obviously I could do toxic positivity, but I am using the term spiritual bypassing because that is the term that we use in the spiritual community. So, okay, so literally we're gonna write in,
what is spiritual bypassing?
Okay, this is what it says. According to Wellwood, I don't know who Wellwood is. Spiritual bypassing can be defined as a tendency to use spiritual ideas and practices to sidestep or avoid facing unresolved emotional issues. I'm gonna say that one more time, because just let this sink in. Spiritual bypassing can be defined as a tendency to use spiritual ideas and practices to sidestep or avoid facing unresolved emotional issues, psychological wounds, and unfinished developmental tasks. Boom, just drop the mic right there, okay? Now we'll compare the two to see if they are even closely related or tied together, which I know they are and you probably know they are, but just because. Toxic positivity is a belief that no matter how dire or difficult a situation is, people should maintain a positive mindset. Ask me how I feel about that. So we all know that having a positive outlook on life is good for your mental well-being. The problem is that life isn't always positive. What a concept. We all deal with painful and emotional experiences. So basically my summarization of this is that spiritual bypassing is coming from a lens of a more spiritual view, and it's when we are choosing to go around a situation that has to do with our emotional inner worlds or our psychological development or trauma that we've experienced. And what we're actually doing is we are purposely, or maybe subconsciously even at times, choosing not to deal with it. So we spiritual bypass. I would actually say toxic positivity in summary. How would I describe this? I would describe toxic positivity as basically the same thing as spiritual bypassing, but essentially it's using happiness to cover up in a deeper emotion that isn't happiness. We do that because it's been conditioned, but also I think toxic positivity comes from a place of not wanting to feel a certain way. So we push it away with toxic positivity. We've all been there, we've all done these things, and essentially spiritual bypassing and toxic positivity is kind of saying the exact same thing, in my way at least. Comment below if you think differently. I'm open to have this discussion. But I really wanted to talk about this today because I feel like in the spiritual community, This is something that is slowly coming into the discussion table. I've been seeing it more, but really, like, there has been such an emphasis on if you're spiritual, you smile, you go to yoga, you eat your green juice, you sit there and you're kind to people and you float around and you are good vibes only. Don't even get me started. I know some people who are gonna probably watch this have heard me talk about this, but there are two terms that I do not enjoy, and I will talk about them: hustle and good vibes only. I don't love that. And if that's for you and you like that, great. For me, good vibes only does not work because you are not good vibes all the time. That is called toxic positivity, my friends. I get very passionate about this stuff. Why I don't like those terms is because essentially because we all have feelings that aren't happy, that we're not happy all the time. Life is not positive all the time. Life is not good all the time. Yeah, it's important to be spiritual and high vibe and have those great vibes, but it's just as important, if not more important, to sit in the gunk, to allow yourself to sit in the emotions that aren't fun, that aren't happy all the time, because it's real. It's called human behavior. It's the earthly school lessons that we have to learn. By using toxic positivity or spiritual bypassing to literally past feelings and emotions that are clearly there, but we're telling ourselves that they're not, isn't healthy. It's just a detour that essentially you're just gonna go around in a cycle until you look at it. That's my view. Let's give an example. Okay, an example of spiritual bypassing in the spiritual community, or if you've just had a spiritual awakening, listen up, because this one is definitely gonna be for you. When I first started out and I went through my own spiritual awakening, numero uno, there was some things that came up, like, I'm just gonna be positive, I'm just gonna be fine, like, this is really dark and I'm moving through some pretty heavy stuff, but you know what, like, it's gonna be fine. On the other side, there is going to be light, I'm gonna get through this, it's totally fine. And I would say that to myself over and over and over and over again. Or another idea of this could be like, you know what, you're going through a dark night of the soul, which is a different video that we are going to discuss. But on social media, you're posting all pictures of doing yoga, of waking up and having your latte, feeling super high vibe, putting on a persona of feeling something that you actually aren't feeling, a sense of spiritual bypassing. Or if you're working through trauma, inner child healing, whatever the case may be, and kind of like what I said before, but you are like, no, like, I'm totally fine, when really you're not. You're kind of lying to yourself, and there is an aspect here of, like, people could say, yeah, but you gotta, like, think positive and be positive, and it's like, yeah, but first you have to feel the gunk. You gotta feel the shit, man. That's part of this life. No more spiritual bypassing. Personally, for me, we all do it. It is something that we've all done in our lifetime. Like, I can fully put my hand up and say, yeah, I've done this 1,000 times. And you know what? We're gonna do it again. But the thing is to be conscious of it and to become aware of the fact that happiness isn't a full-time state of being. In fact, it would be unhealthy if you were that all the time. So having good vibes only, or just being high vibe on top of a mountain and meditating all day, every day, is quite unrealistic, unless maybe you want to do that. But there's the ticket right there. That's the key, is that this idea of having a spiritual awakening has been pushed out probably years ago now. I do see it changing, but I think to a lot of people, it's this idea of going and meditating on a big cliff and just like eating vegan food and not talking for a week. Yeah, there are those ways of doing things, but are we honoring our feelings and emotions? Like, how is what we're feeling actually showing up on the outside as the same? And where are we lying to the outside world about our inner emotional world? Are we literally bypassing our own emotions to make ourselves think we're better? Food for thought. And it's the same thing as toxic positivity. We do this in our lives for others, our friends, our coworkers. You know, why do we do this? We are like, yeah, but like, you should be grateful. Or yeah, at least you have this. The thing is that's not that's not okay. It's not okay to tell somebody like, yeah, I know, but like at least you have this. Or even to ourselves, oh, but I'm grateful I have this. I should be grateful. If we're not feeling that way in the moment, it's okay to feel that way. We need to normalize being sad, normalize being angry, normalize being upset. It's part of this experience. It doesn't feel good and it sucks. And a lot of the times we want to get out of it, and we will get out of it. But the faster that you feel your emotions, you sit with them, you allow them in, and you look at them and say like, oh, hey, anger, what's up? Nice to see you again. It kind of sucks that you're here, but like, how can I help you? How can we get through this together? Versus, oh, hey, anger, I see you, but like, you can't come in and like, good vibes only. Oh, my friend, we're not gonna do that, okay? We're not gonna do that. We are not going to do that. So with all that being said, I am going to leave you with that. That is our nugget of spiritual wisdom for today. And I know that this can probably be an unpopular opinion for some, and that's totally okay. And we don't all have to have the same views and opinions, but this is something that I'm bringing to you. If it resonates, great. If it doesn't, great. And if it made you think, great. Comment below, tell me what you think, and how has this shown up for you in your life? I would love to know. So I will see you guys in my next video. Not good vibes only. Enjoy your day, enjoy your month, enjoy your year. And if you feel like shit today, great. If you feel good today, great. Be with yourself, be with your feelings. This too will pass, I promise. It won't last forever. And just know that you can get through this in any way that feels good to you, okay? There's no rule book, so you'll get to the light on the other side, but first you have to sit in the darkness for a little bit. Okay, honey, you got this. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, comment,